All right, so we're gonna do some escaping the side control. Start out with position and side control. So as she's passing, I should already be turning sideways and I already have one of my forearms on her hip, framing. I need to know the moment that my pass, I can't defend the pass anymore, right? So here I'm fighting, I'm still fighting, and now she's passing, so now I'm already here. I need to know when that moment is. It's really important that I don't stop defending the guard pass too early, and that I also don't fight the guard pass too long when it's too late, right? Because when I have guard, my back's on the mat, and when she's passed, I need to be sideways. And if I'm already flat when she gets to the side control, it's going to be much harder to get to my side. All right, so I got to my side, I have my frame on the hip and the other one on the neck. Next thing I'm going to do is going to scoot back. Next thing I'm going to do is start to shrink away. 1, 2, take a big step with my top leg. Remember, we're not going to knee shield here. Put this knee in front of her. That doesn't get my guard back. I'm going to plant it on the mat so I can drag my other knee through. Now she's in a type of guard, but I prefer to have my foot out, so I hip out, take my foot, and then close the guard. So she's passing. I need to know when to give up the defense and get to my side. And on my side, blocking the hips and the neck, shrimping, almost north-south. Take a big step, and the bottom knee comes through. To get my foot out, I push my knee towards the hip as I shift my hips out to the side. Swing my foot out and around to close the guard. Okay? So simple, but we need to do that a lot. So let's drill that one.
Right, so you create this space, and then you put the knee through, right?
Say again?
So you created the space, right? By stripping away, then you put your knee through, right?
Yeah, you need space for your knee to go through, and they're trying to push you down flat. So there's a bit of competition there of who's going to have the space or fill the space, right? And so you're trying to keep them away with your frame as you shrimp your hips away. That ideally will give you the space you need to get your knee through.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to frame this in? No. No, frame that in there. Shrink the distance. No side. No, don't push it down. Now, turn that way. Turn that way. No. Keep going.
Yeah, but I don't put.
No. You just lay over.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
More.
Yes, I know, this way, right?
Push me out. Okay. Close it up, close it up, come out. Close it up, close it up. Can you see us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all the way to bring that space in the floor.
Now, what I find though, Coach, you there?
Yep.
Is, the problem I find is if he does,
Hold on, you froze. Okay. Say that again. You froze.
if he, okay, you see me?
Yep.
Okay. When, where I find the trouble, not so much there, but if he gets his knee, he can be around the shoulder.
Yeah,
If he has it here, and then he's trying to push me this way, is to get basically back in a more of a controlling situation, because this is a bad place to be.
Right. So I'll show you what to do. But keep in mind what I was saying on the last technique is you need to know when they're passing, that the pass is inevitable, that you haven't defended the pass, and now they're going to get side control, and you have to prepare for the side control, right? If I'm prepared for side control, I'm facing them with frames, and that becomes very difficult for them to make me face away. Does that make sense? So look, if I'm here and Rita, from this position, she's gonna try to make me face away from her. That's good. See, she had to spin around, like I told you about the other day,
Oh, you wanted
because she can't, I told you exactly what to do, push me face the other way. She can't make me face the other way, right? And the same thing would happen if I tried making her face the other way. She wouldn't be able to make me do that. I would have to, I mean, I wouldn't be able to make her do that. I would have to spin around like she did. And that's why I forget who asked the question, what you would do. I think Arsenio. And I said, well, what I do is I spin around to the other side, because it's much easier to do that than to fight her very strong position, right? So that the issue that you're having is mainly because when they pass, so like she's trying to pass in the guard, and I'm fighting it, whatever I'm doing to fight it, and I got passed, right? So now she drops in the side control and pushes me away. I can't stop her right here. It's not her size. I'm bigger than her. It's not her strength. Well, she's probably stronger than me, but
No,
it's not because of that. It's because I was in a bad position. I'm flat on my back. I can't fight her. I have to be facing her, right? And that's the reason you're ending up here, okay? Not because their size or strength or anything. It's because you weren't prepared to be in a good side control here, right? So if she does the same exact pass that she just did, and I realize she's passing and I prepare, now she's not going to be able to put me in that position to face away, because I've already positioned myself to make it difficult for her, okay? So that being said, while you're practicing to do that, there's still going to be times where you didn't prepare early enough, right? So you're fighting, you really don't want her to pass, right? Whatever it is you're doing, and she passed, and I was too late to prepare, right? I was practicing that, and I messed up, I wasn't prepared, and now she starts to push me away, right? And she gift wraps. She gift wraps. She gift wraps. Yes, okay. So, can you see good? Here we go, okay. So, this is the gift wrap. She got my top arm wrapped basically in front of me, and she's holding my wrist from underneath my neck. Okay, so now just hold that, but don't do anything else. So this arm here, I'm gonna tuck close to my body, right? And I'm gonna roll to turtle, and then I raise it up. So now I'm facing her, okay? The reason I do that is because, move this way, gift wrap. If I roll to turtle and I don't raise my hand up, she gets behind me, she can start working her hook, and I'm in a worse spot, okay? So the motion is similar to the sit-outs that we were working. So if I'm gonna do a sit-out and turn in, I end up going here, right? Which is very much like side control, being stuck in the gift wrap. And then I turn in. I always want this hand to come up. And what that's gonna do is gonna stop them from getting it back. Because that's gonna be the next problem. After you get out of the gift wrap, they're gonna get behind you and they're gonna get you back because you turtle. So now we're thinking ahead and we're gonna stop that. So she gift wraps. I'm gonna turn and raise that up. So now try to get behind me. She's getting blocked because I have an underhook. An underhook, see? Let's change the angle. Let's just do it this way and see what happens. So yeah, on that side. Gift wrap. Okay, so I tuck my hand underneath me, so that way it's the first thing that comes out when I get to my knees. Now she can't get behind me because I have this under here. So then I can start stepping over her and both can getting behind her, which is continuing again. I know that's way beyond what the question was, but puts me in a better position to attack. So let's practice that. Let's get in the gift wrap. We're going to turn to turtle the way that we're facing. Our bottom arm is gonna shear underneath our body and just kind of reach up. This is one of the only times that I'll ever say to reach behind you. This will be the only time we do it. And what happens is, after I do that, reach behind me, I'm gonna use this to face her so she doesn't get behind me. And that way my arm's not behind me anymore. And Alex, you can drill this by practicing like a sit out. Put your arm down, turn in, and raise that hand.
Take it back. Yeah, you need to keep that arm up quick.
Like it goes to your pocket and then up. It feels weird? Yeah, it's right. It feels weird, but with a person, you'll see that it catches them from going behind you.
It's the other hand, yeah, you go.
The one that's underneath reaches
And,
behind.
And face them.
Keep that arm low.
Yeah. Turn to your knees. And raise your right hand. Yep. Now he can't go behind you. You can use that to attack, or if you just want to get away, you turn your hips away and face him.
Oh, here. Yeah.
Yep. There you go. Yep. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. No,
And now that you know that, you want to do that right away, just like every other move. Right before we ended up having this COVID-19 thing, I was working on some concepts, and one of the weeks we worked on, it was getting Kimura.
can you make your screen the primary screen?
Yeah, it was getting Kimura while we were doing an over-under pass, I believe. And what that did was basically we were talking about being active, right, and not waiting. You know, and that's a concept that we can apply to pretty much everything we're learning, right? We're learning sequences of events, solutions to problems that were being presented. But once we know the answer, then it's a matter of what makes a black belt versus a purple belt. The black belt has drilled more, of course. He's probably rolled more. And he knows maybe more answers to more questions, but he's able to answer the question physically quicker than the purple or the brown, assuming that the black belt's a good black belt and the purple, you know, it's a purple and everything's in, you know, everything's equal and everything else. Basically that they're acting quicker, right? They're not waiting around stuck on the bottom gift wrap and saying, okay, well, what I need to do is roll the turtle, keep him from going behind me. And, you know, and then if I can pop my head out and get behind, I'll do that. And then do it. They just know because they've drilled it and they do it, right? So like waiting when they pass, knowing, of course, when to submit the pass and just defend yourself for side control, the sooner you act on that is the difference of it happening or not, right? If I wait too long, then I end up getting passed and I'm in a bad position and these escapes might not work. And then if I do it too early, now I'm giving the guy 3 points that I didn't need to give him. So we need to know when, right? I was joking around with Rita earlier when I made the camouflage joke. I said timing's everything because we couldn't see the rash guard yet, so I didn't want to ask Alex the joke yet. But because timing is everything. Timing is everything in this too, you know. I don't want to give the pass up early, and I don't want to fight the pass too long, you know, or else I end up in a bad position after. So it's all about the timing. And if we know what to do and nothing else is happening, we should already be doing the right motion, the right movements, right? If I stay there with my back, giving her my back too long, come here real quick. Let's say I put her in gift wrap, right? And she's contemplating to turtle or not, right? Right now, she could turtle. You want to turtle? Yep, now go back. If she waits too long, and I grab my own wrist, now turtle. Now she can't turtle.
Or if you
change one thing, right?
Or if you put your leg on top of her in her belly.
Right, and then what would happen next? Now even harder. Now if she turtles, she's giving me half of her back. So she can't wait too long. She's got to recognize gift wrap. I'm turtling, right? And I'm stopping him from going behind me. And that's why I talk about triggers. So in this situation, the gift wrap is your trigger to turtle because you know you're not going back, right? And then now you don't have to think about what move you're supposed to do. You just act. You can act sooner. So I've compiled like a bunch of triggers in my own mind of like, hey, when this happens, I'm going to do this. When this happens, I'm going to do that. When this happens, I'm going to do that. And they're over the years, the most effective movements based on what they're doing. And so when you see me like talking while I'm grappling or whatever, it's because half the time I don't have to think about what I'm going to do next. I've already done it a million times in a million different roles, and it's the experience of it. But you got to put those in the database, right? Every time I do this, they do that. Every time I do that, this happens, and you start to figure out what your most effective movements are going to be. That's going to be your game, but you want a game that you don't have to think about anymore, you know? And right now, that's what we're doing. We're just kind of going through and seeing where you're having trouble, trying to find the best solution, and then we work on it, right? We drill it. So that's what I would do if someone got the gift wrap on me and trying to force me to face away, right? If they're already trying to step over, I'm going to be removing that hook. Actually, with the gift wrap, I won't be able to. So I have to use my elbow, right? Can't just always use my hands. So I can use an elbow while I'm gift wrapped to prevent the hook, but now I better turtle and keep her from getting behind me. Anything else? What was the other one? We have another option from side control, but it's when you can face them. And that's where you shrimp. Instead of bringing your guard in, you go to your knees and then the double leg finish. You remember that one?
It sounds like something, I'm sure if you saw it, I saw it, you probably worked on it.
Yeah, this one here. So we're here, right? I shrimp. I weave my hand in, right, and go to the legs. Already building my base. I step up and pushing with my ear. I don't want to pull her over my head. I push with my ear. This hand is pushing the knee. As I drive till my knee gets to the hip, then I can let go and hold the hip. That one. You want to try that?
Yeah, let me see that again real quick.
Okay. So sideways framed, right? Shrimping. Down almost north-south. Don't shortcut yourself by only shrimping a little bit, right? I'm gonna shrimp a lot, where I'm almost north-south. This top hand comes to the knee. I don't wanna go here, because then she's just gonna throw her hand to the mat on the other side. No, we're gonna throw her hand to the mat on the other side. And she's gonna end up here. Okay. I'm gonna weave my hand in, coming up, big step, drive.
Hey, Coach, when we're done with this one, can we do the bottom side control where you got one hand in that leads to arm in triangle? Or the arm triangle?
Yeah, like the ghost.
Is that what it's called?
Are you spinning out too?
Yeah, you're spinning your head out the opposite, so it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. I can only do it on one side. When it's here, when you're here, the other hand is here. And
Yeah.
out too.
Yep, definitely. Which is another escape from north-south that we didn't talk about yesterday. If you're in north-south, you can do that too.
Wouldn't that just put you back in side control?
No, you'd be bottom.
What again?
Let me do this one.
Juan,
Yes,
look here real quick.
yes.
Okay. So Brittany does this move, and she doesn't tuck her head underneath me. So she shrimps, right? Turns on her side, she shrimps, and then she gets the. Don't tuck your She brings her hands down to my knees.
You have space.
Strips. Good, good. Come to your knees. See how she puts her head under? Now go back and go do that. She's getting cross-faced here, her neck's getting cranked, and she'll never finish this move. Okay? So you need to duck your head underneath, and then build your base, then pop your head out, and drop to the side.
Could I do it right first?
I told you to do it right, and then I told you to do it wrong. There's a reason. Because he needs to see it the right way and the way he's doing it. Good.
Yeah, so I don't want to get my head caught.
Right. You're going to get your head ripped off, basically. Like in wrestling, that's like a crossface for us. We try to rip your head off with the bicep. You don't want that. It hurts.
Like, you mean like this?
No, not like that. Like literally, they're trying to take your head off.
No.
Yeah.
Not that.
From the front, it's much more painful on the neck. Yeah.
You see? So I want to be here.
Obviously, I'm going to keep going with this.
And then I want to get the head underneath.
Yeah, put your head between his knees.
From here, I'm going to crank that.
Right.
Yeah. Better. All right. Okay, so Alex had a question. This one is oh, cool. Little more advanced. I guess I can leave that there. Can you guys see yourselves or no? Yeah, cool. Somehow I got a little pop up here. Let's go with this side, I guess. All right, so this is another way. This one, what I'm going to do is this frame on the hip. This one is a little riskier, okay? It's not going to be your go-to. It shouldn't be your go-to. This is just something that you can practice, and if you get good at it, you can surprise some people. So this one, I'm going to take and I'm going to weave it under to the other hip. So now it's over here. And I keep my hand in the same position. So this was like a chop here. This one is more like a ridge hand, right? I'm going to keep this right against that hip. And the reason I do that is because I'm going to use that, just like the north-south escape, to spin my legs like that. You see how my head comes out? So she has side control on me. I'm gonna flick my hand down to the other hip. I'm gonna swing my legs out that way. As I do, I'm doing a extension and almost a chop motion against her neck here, and a ridge hand type uppercut against her hip. We end up here. Then I sit up because I want to fill the gap between my arms and her armpit. And I throw my bicep to my hand. Now I can settle back down. I can squeeze. I'll get a dart, which is an arm triangle. So one more time. I'm going to bump a little just to make the space for my arm to go from one hip to the other. And on the way down, I spin. Sit up, catch, way back to the darts.
Oh, I like that.
A little advanced, but you guys can get it. What did I do here? I made a.
So
Yeah, no, if I can get off my knee.
Here, I'm going here,
Right, you rotate yourself. Right.
so I'm bumping up, going here.
So,
Swing your legs.
no, you.
Now you're gonna sit up, throw your left bicep to your right hand.
Here,
You gotta do a sit up and throw your left bicep to your right hand.
left bicep to your right hand.
Yep.
It's a dorsal. It's the same one we were doing yesterday.
Right, you're gonna do the Dars.
So here,
That's good, Alex.
right here,
Okay, well, yeah, go through. Your hand, this hand, you're in position. No, you have to put position. This needs to come over more.
There it is. Yep, now lay back and squeeze.
Yeah, remember.
wow, okay.
Yeah, but remember when you're doing this one, this is when you do all that, you need that shoulder. Go through you.
So here,
Squeeze hard, Alex. No mercy on the dummy.
so here, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah, rotate through. Your hands are in position, you can put, yeah.
He's not tapping.
He's not tapping. That's the idea. You can squeeze really hard. That's good. You got it now.
Because the one we did yesterday.
Yes, it's the same move, just from a different position.
Right, you don't have to move or anything like that.
Right. So you're starting to see how some of the moves are very similar.
Right.
Yeah.
Do it to me. Frame.
Hey, coach, you know what? Since we're here, can you also show the arm bar from bottom side control?
Yes.
I love that one.
I was thinking
I
about
love
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one.
This way.
Which way?
I don't think I've ever hit it, but it gives me enough space to get guard back.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because then they won't go all the way back down on you.
Yeah.
They're afraid of that now.
Yep.
A little bit of ammo from the bottom.
So when somebody's inside,
Right, this would be here. You're going to bring close the gap here. Right hand mount.
we're here.
No, yeah, but also.
Yeah, if I'm here like this, it's like,
So you're there, now chop around.
Good. Nice.
there it is.
Yeah. If you're looking for a spot, for your left hand, spider crawl until you find his spine. Right? Because you wanna bend it. Same position as a rear naked choke, right? You just got the head and the arm in there.
Let me try from the other side real quick.
Okay.
So, I'm here. Here.
Your frame was in a weird spot, yeah. He's looking for his hand position.
I will be posting this video to the live stream that we're going to do.
Yeah, so remember, you're doing that one, you just really go through.
His arm's in a bad spot. There you go.
Not enough, you still put more pressure. And you got it the right way though.
All right, so let's do another one. So this one's really good. There's not too many submissions that you can hit from a bad position. And technically, this wouldn't be a bad position because you're literally getting guard at the same exact time that you're trying to do the move. So what we're gonna do is we have our frames, right? Ideally we're on our side. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bump. When I bump, I'm gonna get a little heavier on me. So Rita's heavy on me, she's got me flat, right? So she's got her weight. When I bump, look what happens underneath me. I create space, right? My forearms, my frame went higher because I brought her high. I didn't push, I didn't bench press. My bump brings her up, right? So now I keep my frame in the same spot and drop my body down and see all the space that I made? And then see? Yeah. Okay. So I made all that space, all right? So my frame is still there. If I kept myself scrunched up, she would just come right back down on top of me, okay? So I need to keep the frame out there. So I bump and then drop. As I drop, this near leg, this near knee and shin comes right into here. So my shin is right across from armpit to armpit, and my foot is hooking the shoulder. Just like the one on the mount, I want everybody to hit because it hurt their chest. And then this leg, at the same time as I do that, this leg comes over. Okay? So we're here. I bump. On the way down, I bring in my knee. Goes over. The wrist, armpit. If they got a long arm, you can armpit. You can get the arm bar from within your armpit. I like to let it slip out, and I dip in there. I usually just assume the hand's gonna slip out of the armpit. I'm ready to catch the wrist. Okay, it's better safe than.
Oh, like apple cider vinegar?
Yep.
Just get ready for it. Either close, I bump,
Ew, you're
bring it down, throw in the arm bar. 2 hands.
What are you doing? Help! Help!
Oh, there she is. Get her.
He's a worse partner than my dummy.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. You got him to do Zumba earlier, I heard.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cool, cool.
Yeah. That was
It
fun.
was fun.
Yeah.
Do this one?
Nope.
That's fun. It's a good one.
I'll leave you to it. Nope.
Okay.
I'm down. Let's go bike riding.
We're doing flying omoplatas.
Well, I don't know what that is. I'll jump rope.
We're doing flying lasagnas.
I'll go cook some lasagna.
Actually, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Nice.
You have it. Yeah, let's see what Daddy's doing.
Dude, fuck you.
He farted.
Oh no.
Did you fart?
Oh no.
Let's do that. No.
Just a little too hard now.
No more burner. He killed him. Get out.
He went outside.
You farted.
Okay.
That's enough. Please put it back.
Hey, does this work? Did it work?
No.
Dang it.
All right, this is.
It needs wind, right? It needs my actual breath.
So here I'm framing,
Uh-huh.
bumping up, creating the gap. Right?
Yep.
This knee comes over.
That shin needs to be in his armpits. Both of them.
This one, the bottom one.
Both armpits.
Huh?
Both armpits.
Okay.
And then your right leg goes over the head. Your arm is going to be, yeah. Because just remember, like you were trying to hold side control, so your wrist is close to his armpit. And then you can hip up with that.
First, if I go this way, I'm gonna.
Right. Because if he falls, it just goes right into an armbar.
Yeah, if he falls, it's worse for him. Right? Because he wants to stack. So anytime they fall, he has less defense.
I've never seen this one, like, before.
You have or haven't seen it?
So I want to bring him up
Yeah, create the space, right? You wanna see
Right.
this in the room quick.
right here.
Yep.
Wow. That's almost,
Huh?
just almost too simple.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean.
Oh, this one, right.
And this one here. So don't put the arm, just pull the head down. Keep on the head, on the head.
And the head one.
Go ahead, do it.
Yeah, you fall,
I
I
fall.
Yeah, I give you the armbar, right? You give me the armbar.
Right. Worse.
And if he pulls the arm out, you got that reverse triangle.
Yeah, and the reverse triangle is where? I mean, I know
When
where
they
it
pull
is,
the arm out of there.
and then you have to get a hold of that arm with your outer hand, right?
Right. But first you can lock it up first. Kind of like diamond, you lock it up first.
Yeah, this is the one I had on Brandon. And
Right.
he sat here,
So what you'll do
I didn't get his arm.
yeah, what you do is you do like a oblique crunch. You'll reach that sleeve, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can do another oblique crunch while you're holding the arm and hook his knee. And that should make it tight, and then you can lock it up tighter.
Pull right down, squeeze
Knee
it.
closest to my head?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then now you should be able to lock it up tight because he's not going to get away.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where we were fighting. I couldn't get his hand.
Yeah.
I got to here, and then he just kept hiding his hand.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, that was upsetting.
Yeah, I think I saw that rule.
Coach,
Yep.
do you mind, the other day when we did the arm bars and triangle from guard, Lucas wasn't here. Did Rita leave already?
Yeah, she had to go. She has to work.
Okay.
Well, I don't mean you roll, it's just.
No, but I want to just make sure that I'm doing the arm bar and triangle from the guard correctly with him. If you don't
Okay.
mind?
Let's do it.
Let's see. We are going to evaluate you.
Gracie Garage test right here.
Yep. This is for the junior blue belt.
I really want to do that, by the way.
Oh, so I won't say it on the video.
Okay.
Someone did a good April Fool's joke yesterday.
I'm going to have to find it.
This is really right. So, here.
That's right. So when you do that motion, spin your head towards the camera. Yeah. Yep.
Squeeze on my leg.
Yeah.
I'm not crossing because stand up. See, now you can stack me, right? But if I don't cross, and this was a mistake I was making, that I was crossing and giving the space. Now by not crossing, right? Feel it?
Yeah.
If you cross, like,
You can stand, you can stack and get up, because I give you the space.
The pressure on your head takes
The
away.
armbar,
The pressure on your head takes away the stack.
by me keeping my legs apart and putting your head in here, your neck in here, squeezing this keeps you from stacking. So how about now that's the arm bar. How about the triangle?
Okay.
Put your hands on my hip. Okay. So same principle.
Yeah, you can do the armbar first as a good setup for the triangle. So if you do the armbar, right? And let's say you get the leg over the head and everything. And then Lucas, pull your right arm out. So let's say you lose that one. Take your right arm out, Lucas. You got to let him do it. Now you open your left leg and catch his head and cross your feet.
My left leg and catch his head.
Catch his head inside your thighs. Yes, cross your feet. So there you go. There's one setup for the triangle. Now go ahead and show me the rest.
Feel it?
Yeah,
You know,
you didn't even want to.
right, because I'm squeezing my, and this is something he taught me, squeezing my legs together.
But you're not there yet. You don't go back to that position. You shouldn't be tapping them there yet. So just keep your feet crossed. Don't squeeze them. You still need to push his arm across underneath his chin and jawline. All right. Now reach up with your right hand and grab your left shin. Step on the hip with your right foot. No, grab your left shin again. Grab your left shin with your right hand. Step on his hip. Good. Now pivot like you did for the arm bar. The other way. Head away from. Yep. Now lock your triangle. Now you can squeeze. But don't let the foot come out of your knee before you squeeze.
So I want to control here. I want to control his head, right?
You need his posture down, but people make a bigger deal of pulling the head down than they need to.
So it's really my ankle.
The only reason I pull the head down is if I can't reach my shin.
So it's really
So you're not in a triangle yet.
so I was here.
Remember we talked about yesterday not squeezing until the very end because we want to make sure we can complete all the movements.
So here.
Step on the hip. Nope, step on the hip. Get an angle. Now make sure your knee goes over your ankle. See, that's just your calf. I want your knee to fold over your ankle. So it's a little better, but what you did there is a mistake. You let go of your shin so you could grab your shin from the outside of your own leg, and then that made it so you couldn't adjust properly. What it also did is when you let go of your shin, there's a lot of pressure on the back of his neck. And so when you let go of their shin, now your triangle popped open, right? Let me see if I can show this. I'll show this in the air. So, oh, let me change this. Okay. So, however I get it, I get the arm and the head in, right? So this is a diamond, right? If this is only under my calf, it's still pretty much a diamond shape, right? I did not make a triangle. Now, I'm gonna get my shin. If I need to pull their head down to be able to reach my shin, that's fine, okay? Now, I've created some space to be able to pull the shin down. Now I don't really need to pull the head anymore. I'm gonna step on the hip, I'm gonna pivot, I'm gonna put my knee over my ankle. So look what my foot does. I don't just throw my foot over, because that's under my calf right now. I put my foot straight and I fold it over. See how my knee bends? My knee's pointing straight up to the ceiling. Now there's a very small space in between my legs for them to be stuck in with their neck and their shoulder. I'm still holding my shin. I never let go. Okay. Now I squeeze my knees together, and if that doesn't tap them, then yes, maybe I'll pull the head. But after I've done all those other things. Now, here's what almost everybody does that I see while they're learning this is they get the diamond, okay? Then they reach for their shin. They usually grab it properly in the beginning. And then I say step on the hip, and they step on the hip, get the angle, okay? You figure out how to get the angle. And then they go like this, they throw this over. It's not, the knee's not in the right spot. And then they go, okay, well, my knee's not in the right spot. Maybe I got to pull my shin down. So then they go like, and they let go, and they try to grab their foot and bring it down. Watch what happens. So I'm going to simulate some tension with somebody in here with my foot, okay? So now I throw this over, and then I want to make it tighter. So I'm going to let go of this to grab my foot, but there's tension here, right? See what's happened? My foot goes up. Now they're back to diamond where it was much looser, right? So what I got to do, I got to start all over. Boom. Step on the hip. Throw my knee over properly while I'm holding this. I don't hold from the outside. If I hold from the outside, right? Let's say I hold here. And now I need to get an angle because it's not tight enough. So now I have to step on the hip with this one. Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? My arm's in the way. I need to grab my shin from the inside. I don't grab this. And if I grab my foot, even worse, I'm ankle locking myself. The whole time that he's trying to posture upward, I'm ankle locking myself, right? So we get our diamond, grab the shin. Now I can take my foot off because I have him in here. Step on the hip, pivot. Knee over the ankle. And look, I flex my foot upward so that doesn't slip. Now I squeeze my knees together and I get the tap. Okay. So I know that's a lot, but it's a bunch of very common mistakes that we all put together. So trying to correct everything.
Like my shoulder and shit in the business.
That's fine. Let's just technically get it correct. So we're here.
I'm trying to do this shit or whatever.
Right.
I just cross your, so right there, he's gonna posture because you're trying to pull his arm across. You're trying to do too much and he's not stuck, right? So you have to cross your feet. Then you move the arm across.
Yeah. I got him there.
Yeah, I know, like I can feel.
But you're right in that I realized, Coach, that by bringing this leg straight up, he's in a really bad spot.
Yeah, but even there, like he's cutting off already.
Yeah.
He's got like little tiny legs. It's like
If you can't get your knee bent over your ankle, the triangle's not tight enough. So the triangle, locking your triangle isn't what makes it tight. Getting the angle is what makes your triangle tight.
So
How many times you heard this, Alex?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every new person, right?
But yeah.
right underneath my knee.
Now bend it. Okay. So now you can squeeze and you should get the tap.
I'm already feeling it way before you even.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
You heard what he said, right? He felt it way before. Because Alex has said this a million times. What happens is getting the angle is what makes your triangle tight, not locking the triangle. Locking the triangle just says, I'm satisfied with how tight this triangle is.
Maybe you can try to get one on
here. Right. So you want to get.
I want to get this.
It's all about that angle.
Yep.
Same thing with the armbar.
Yep.
Actually, I guess the same thing with everything, right? I mean, you're not going to get a cross choke.
You need angles, yeah. Yep.
It's more prominent on something like the triangle choke because it completely sucks if the angle's wrong. I mean, how many new guys do you see that just try to throw up a triangle immediately because they saw it on UFC? You know, they literally start here and they just start squeezing, and I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, they just yank the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this?
So it could be a little tighter. So what you did, Lucas, is you pulled your shin down pretty far and it almost got tight enough. But if you step on the hip, you can actually get more of an angle and it'll be even tighter.
Hold on, so I step on this hip and I go this way, right?
Yeah, but don't do that until you're already holding your shin, because right now he could stand up. Right. So you grab your shin, now he can't stand up. You can step on the hip and you can spin towards away from the camera. Yep. Now you should be able to get your knee over the ankle better. And squeeze your inner thighs together. Yeah.
I can see the border from your base on.
It's trying to breathe. Yep.
Almost blacked out.
Really?
Yeah, no shit.
Now, hey, coach.
Huh?
So if they're able to, wait, are they done with doing it? Because I had a question about.
I think so.
I think he's starting to enjoy this jujitsu thing a little too much.
It's like cocaine and it will kill you. So top guy in the triangle, arms across. If he's able to snake his arm back around and wrap the leg, where do you go from there?
The triangle. So I like to, if you like omoplata, that's a great option.
Okay.
I like to hip up, and there's going to be a space between my lower back and his grip. Shoot my hand in there, drop my hips back down, reach over, lock my hands, and peel that out. That's going to break the grip. The wrist is going to fall right at my neck, and I can do a reverse arm bar.
Okay, cool. Then that's the grip that I have trouble with. I have trouble breaking that. So you're saying, how do you break that? So if you wrap, so
So you're in the triangle.
here, triangle,
And
he's
if
able to
he's
get it out,
wrapping around you-
wrap.
So you're not going to see it with him, but if you hip up in that triangle, you can reach, like I slide my hand down my lower back and then settle, and my hand will be inside that grip. I reach over the grip, kind of like a Kimura, but I lock my hands. And I get that grip out, right? Because that's going to be like your body versus his grip.
Okay.
Break it, yeah. And then that hand will slide right up to your neck where you can do a reverse arm bar.
Yeah, I have trouble getting that grip. So it's just, you're just arching here and sliding right down your side? Or
Down my
behind?
butt.
Really?
Down,
Okay.
down the crack of my butt. Yep. And then
I see where you end up. Okay. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
because the
Yeah, of
space
course.
isn't going to be on the side; it's going to be right under you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do it. Triangle's hard to do with a dummy that doesn't have any. You can't,
Yeah.
you can't hip up to get the arm across. There's nothing. There's no resistance. Okay. Cool. I just gotta remember that.
No, actually, I had to do something at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Cool.
I left my. Hold on. Let me stop the recording.